Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I just seen this week that the new KLR has been announced, and I just wanted to make a wee video and talk to you a wee bit about it and tell you what I thought about it. Now I'll start off by saying I'm not a KLR fan. I ride a DR650. I think it is a superior bike compared to the KLR. However, this new KLR, I think it looks pretty good. A lot of the reviews I've seen on it, everybody's been kind of bashing it a bit, mainly due to the weight increase, which has gone up 30 to 40 pounds depending on the model you've got. Now that puts it around about 487 pounds for the top spec model. So I mean, that is a big old hefty bike, and people have been comparing that to likes of the KTM 790 and the Yamaha T7, because they are lighter bikes and they've got more power than the KLR. However, they're completely different price points. The KLR, I couldn't find any New Zealand prices on it yet, as it's just literally been announced, but in America the base model is 6699, which is pretty bloody good for a brand new bike, and it's pretty much the same as what the old bike was. So the main upgrades that you're getting with this new model is the looks of it. It looks bloody awesome. I think it looks really nice. It looks like a modern bike. It's got an LED front light, an LCD dash, obviously fuel injection, which is a massive upgrade in my opinion, and also ABS. So I hear a lot of people bashing the fuel injection as well, saying that you know, it's not going to be as reliable as an old carby and all that. Well, I think that's horseshit. Modern day fuel injection is one of the most reliable systems that you can get. Not only will it never go wrong, it will also be much more fuel efficient, and it will change depending on the altitude you're at or the temperature. So it's just a far superior system. It's still got the same, I think it's like a 25 litre tank, 23 litre tank, which is a big ass tank, and with the fuel injection you'll get better fuel economy in it, so it'll go for bloody ever, that KLR. So like I said, a lot of people have been comparing it to likes of the Yamaha and the KTM, but really it's made to compete against this DR650. Now in New Zealand, when the old model was out, the KLR was a wee bit dearer than the DR650, but you know, it had the bigger tank, which most people would buy on the DR anyway, and it is a bigger bike, so it's made for bigger people. I'm quite a short person and the DR fits me really well. To me the KLR is just a bit too big for myself, and it's a bit heavier as well, obviously. So yeah, it's made to compete with the DR650, which, yeah, I think this new model does compete with the DR650, and yeah, I think it gives it some good competition depending on what you want to do. If you were more road biased and you were looking for a cheap bike that was going to be reliable, you're not going to get much better than that. If you were, however, wanting to do a bit more dirt work, then the DR would still be the better option in my opinion. And so the new model KLR comes in 4 models. You've got the base model, which is 6,699 US. That comes with no ABS, but you still get all the other LCD screen, fuel injection, same basic bike. And then you get the base model with ABS, and nobody's said yet whether that's switchable or not, so depending on how you want to use it would depend on if you want to get the ABS model or not. If it is switchable on and off, then sure, definitely get it, because ABS on the road is, you know, it's a lifesaver really. But if it's not switchable and you're using the bike mainly off-road, I would probably suggest just getting the base model. After that you've got the Trekker model. Oh, I think it's the Trekker or Traveller. It's one of them two. And that comes with ABS, a top box, and a USB charger. And then after that you get the Adventure model, which is the top of the line model, and that runs 7,999 American. And that comes with crash bars, engine guards, fog lamps on the front, a power outlet, and the USB plug, as well as a set of panniers and the top box that came with the previous model as well. So I think that's going to be the model that most people go for, and at 7,999 retail price, still compared to like the KTM, it's still 3-4 grand cheaper. which is a big bit for your average Joe like myself. And not only that is, well, for starters, I couldn't afford a new KTM. I could potentially afford a new KLR if I wanted to. But the other thing is, well, if I could afford a new KTM, you've got the reliability issues there as well. Whereas that KLR, I can guarantee you're probably not going to have many issues with it. Now, they have done some updates in the engine. They've sort of strengthened the third gear cog. It's still got the same 5-speed gearbox, but they've done a few revisions in there. I couldn't see any mention of whether the doohickey was fixed, which was a common issue on the old model. However, that was an easy fix anyway, so you know that's not really an issue. The generator produces more power, along with the LED light, which uses less power. You are getting 80 watts available, so that'll have no problem running heated grips, some extra lighting and other small accessories like that. It's not going to run heated gear or heated seats, shit like that, but you know, it's not designed for that really. The front brake's slightly bigger, 20mm larger on the front, which now takes it to a 300mm disc, which is quite a good addition, but I would imagine that would have been needed due to the extra weight of the bike. So overall, I think the new KLR looks really good. And if they can keep that price point the same in New Zealand as the old model, it's going to sell for sure. And I think the adventure model would be the one to get. So what does this mean for the likes of the DR650? Well, that gives a good indication on what Suzuki's going to do, in my opinion. So the DR650, everybody knows it, it's coming to the end of its line, you know. It needs to get fuel injection and it needs to get ABS to meet new emissions and safety laws. Whether that, it's living on borrowed time currently. I don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to end pretty soon. Next few years the DR650 is going to be gone. There's no denying that. If Suzuki could do what KLR did, add say £30 to the base model and give it ABS and fuel injection, even if they could maybe get that down to £20, you know, I would go and buy that bike. If they could make the DR650 with fuel injection and adding £20 on top of it and keeping it at the same price point, damn right I'd trade this in and go and get the new model, because fuel injection is such a big improvement over the old carby. I think the new KLR is going to appeal to the same people who bought the old one. It's not going to appeal to people who would want a T7 or a 790. That's just not what the KLR is designed for. It's going to go for the people who strap a milk crate on the back and go and travel the world. People who don't care about having the most power or the fucking fanciest bike. People who want a cheap bike that is 100% reliable and will take them anywhere they want to go. People like me. That's who the KLR is going to go for. Still, for me, it is a bit too big. Just the size of the bike is just too big for me. I personally wouldn't go and buy one. I'm more than happy with my DR. Like I said, if they do update the DR and give that fuel injection and ABS, then I would for sure upgrade to that model. But yeah, I think that new KLR is a real nice bike, and yeah, I'd like to take one for a spin when it comes out in New Zealand. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the new KLR. Do you think it's going to be a good bike, or do you think, are you in the big group of people that are hating it because of the extra weight? Let me know in the comments. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later.